I've been trying to find and I've been chasing the perfect camera for years now. Not the most expensive camera, not the largest rig, but the camera I can do the most with for the least. If you're familiar with most of my videos, it's mostly centered around that. Currently for my production business, we've kind of entered into this realm of trying to create content for businesses, and it requires me to create content in multiple different aspect ratios. We basically start with the concept of shooting something for long form, and then we cut that down into smaller, more bite-sized pieces that we use for social media, essentially creating something for a dual purpose. And I think it may be possible that the Lumix S1 II may have solved a few problems for me. The problem. Currently with what I do, clients just don't want one video anymore. And some of them, they may pay for one video, but they won't pay for that again. Right now, the goal is to get clients that come back for more and more. You want to find a sweet spot. Well, I want to find a sweet spot where my client is satisfied enough with their work that they see us and our services as a invaluable piece to their business, right? And so that means that clients are going to want something for social media. They're going to want something for the website. They're going to want something to be able to send out via email or webinars or whatever it is that their business thrives off of. So that means on my end, my clients don't just want one deliverable anymore. They want multiple deliverables that suit their needs in different ways. But from my end, that doesn't mean I need to do double the work or triple the work. It really just means that I need to think for that in the front end. This may mean you need to make 16:9 for YouTube and websites. It may mean that you need to make 9:16 for Instagram Reels and TikToks. This also may mean that you need to make square 4:3 content for LinkedIn or Instagram or maybe even Facebook. All that being said, that means that you need flexibility in post. And for me, what that is currently is shooting on a Blackmagic 6K. I don't export my content in 6K, but I am able to scale up, resize, and do what I need to do in post with that much information. So flexibility for me, that doesn't just mean a camera that has a whole bunch of resolution. It also means a camera that is lightweight, that's compact, that is able to shoot autofocus and shoot B-roll, be able to be on different rigs, tripod, gimbal, maybe even be in smaller situations where you don't want to be taking around a huge rig, or may even mean that something that I hand over to someone else while they shoot and I can do something else. All that being said, a camera that can be an A cam, B cam, and a C cam. I recently have been kind of diving into a few different cameras, including the Sonys, including the C80 and the C70, and playing around with those and seeing how they work and operate for me. But what is a camera that can give me lightweight setup, work and operate as my A cam, B cam, and C cam, give me everything that I need as far as frame rate, 60 frames per second, be full frame, be compact, and just be able to also be an A cam, B cam, C cam in different scenarios. It may be a camera that can jump from a tripod to a gimbal very quickly, shoot really nice interviews, and then also shoot amazing and good quality B-roll. Do all of that and still give me that cinematic feel and look. Which brings me to the question, what is open gate? Open gate is basically shooting the entire sensor. No crop, just shooting the full sensor size. We all know that sensors are not a 16:9. They're actually a little bit larger than 16:9. That doesn't mean that you have the capability of shooting on that entire sensor. A lot of cameras now use a larger sensor so that they can downsample. You shoot more and then you crop in smaller so that the crop in has more pixels and more information. Open gate essentially is the camera's ability to shoot the entire sensor. It basically gives you a little bit more top and a little bit more bottom, and also uses the entire width of the sensor. I came across this concept first when I saw a creator talking about how he shoots with a anamorphic lens, but shoots it within the vertical orientation. An anamorphic lens basically gives you this wide view, and what he does is he actually shoots that wide view vertically, and so the camera is actually shooting in that horizontal landscape mode but the lens itself is in a vertical orientation. And in the de-squeeze process, it gives him this wider field of view that allows him to shoot basically a 4:3 ratio. So why does this matter? Open gate and shooting in a 4:3 ratio allows you to get the 16:9 and the 9:16 framing in the same shot. This is less shooting time, more options in the edit, and pretty much total control over what you want to do in post with these shots. It's basically a filmmaker's cheat code to modern day content. Now, this camera also has incredible IBIS, which is not something I'm super big on or really care too much about. I shoot on a Blackmagic 6K, which has no IBIS at all. So I'm not super worried about that, but that does give you more flexibility. What if you don't want to run a gimbal? What if you just want to run handheld and you want to get some good stable shots? This minimizes the amount of equipment and amount of things that you have to bring with you on set or to a shoot. Again, this is about being able to take a camera and use it in multiple scenarios without having to have a ton of equipment with you, and just being able to run and gun on scenarios where maybe you're not getting paid that much and you don't want everything on set or can't afford to have everything on set or have the support with you on set. Then you're still able to get something that is beautiful, well captured, and looks great, and something that your clients will love. And it seems like it's not a compromise, but something that would be very exciting to shoot on when we're adding this opportunity to shoot in open gate. It opens up a lot of doors. How do I see myself using it? A lot of my shoots don't even require a full A and B cam setup. I typically do this on most of my interview setups just because I have an A and a B cam, but it's not necessarily required for me to do it. I do it because it looks good, clients love it, and also allows me to edit interviews in post in a way that looks more professional, and I can actually be a little bit more intentional about what I'm cutting out and when I'm cutting it out. And it just gives you more flexibility in post. But I can really see something like a Lumix S1 being a perfect opportunity for these run and gun shoots where I'm shooting by myself. I'm not charging a ton of money, which allows clients to want to hire me more on a residual basis. I'll have the opportunity to shoot quick sit-down interviews, hop right over to B-roll, capture some really good stabilized B-roll. Maybe we're shooting some BTS capture. This camera could also act as a B-cam when I'm shooting with the Blackmagics on sticks for the interview or for a bigger shoot, and then I want a camera that's already ready to run and gun or throw on a Ronin. I have a C-cam in the Lumix S1. Now, because of OpenGate, I can get those long form videos and those short form social media clips in the same shot. Okay, a quick reflection. Why this matters to me personally. I'm a filmmaker, but I'm a problem solver first. I like to find a solution to the problems that I have as a filmmaker and a business owner. If you're a one-man band or a small team, many times we need gear that complements that allows us to shoot faster, to be able to do things in post faster, and to just maximize our workflow. I want to be able to deliver more value to my clients without having to sacrifice quality. S1 II feels more like a camera that is capable of doing all of those things. The S1 feels like a very capable camera that is made for creators like me who need a tool that can do multiple things. A tool that can be their one-stop for everything, and also be able to give a client a good quality product. Creatives who live in a world where they need multiple formats and one tool that could handle it all. It seems like the solution that most camera companies have gone to when trying to figure out a way to give you vertical formats and horizontal formats is really just put a mounting point on the side of the camera. Oh, you want to shoot vertical formats? We'll put a mounting point on this side of the camera so you could turn the camera this way and still mount it on a tripod. OpenGate is a better solution to what is honestly a big and growing problem. If you're a filmmaker who was trying to create content not only for yourself but also for other clients, this could be the best camera for you. There are some gripes and some things that I don't necessarily like But I mean, honestly, I'm being nitpicky at this point. This camera has a lot that I do like. Let me know in the comments below if you've had a workflow where you have shot with a camera that has the capability of shooting open gate, or you found another solution for how you deliver content in both 16:9 and 9:16. Currently, my workflow is just I attempt to frame for both, but that gives a bit of a sacrifice when you're trying to frame for both, because neither one really looks great when you're trying to frame for both, unless you have that real estate that is given to us when you shoot open gate. So my question to you, have you used open gate before? Also, is this something that you will be open to switching to? Have you ever tried the Lumix? I would love to test the S1 II just to figure out the workflow and see what it feels like to shoot on a camera like that with that many features. I also feel like more features, it's exciting. Basically, they're giving you the world. But I also feel like sometimes when you have more features and more options, it's hard to decide what options to use in what scenarios. But that's a question for a day when I maybe possibly own an S1. Who knows? Peace.